Sorry about that. My mic was muted. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 bringing you another episode, Talk the Real Deal with AT2, featuring your host, AT2, hashtag TTRD. That's what Talk the Real Deal with AT2. That's the acronym. So I just wanted to go ahead and get started right off the bat. If you guys remember, I started out with this story a few weeks ago regarding the two missing boys. I actually flipped the picture backwards, but the one on the right is Orrin, and the one on the left is Orson. Now, their real names, that's the names that their adoptive parents gave them, but their birth names were Classic and Sincere. Classic is on the right, Sincere is on the left. Both boys, 4 and 3. Sincere is the youngest, 3 years old, and then Classic is the 4-year old. I just wanted to give an update of the information I found. There's a lot on the internet, right? Well, on YouTube, not all over the internet, on YouTube regarding this case, but a lot of it is just assumption. So I just wanted to put out the facts that I know and the stuff that I know to be true. Hey, Amanda, I see you in there. I just want to put out the stuff that I know and the stuff that I researched. Now, a lot of you don't know is that it takes a lot to do these kind of cases because, this is still a pending case. This is still open. This is not something that, we're not talking about an old story or anything like that. We're talking about something, a case that is still pending. I'm trying to remove the comments. Hey, Mimi, I see you too. I might be having some issues. Yes, AV Watchman. He was at the grandparents' house, and I want to give my thoughts about that too as well. Let me just remove this. And shout out to my moderators. Shout out to Mina, Christine, Yvette. Thank you guys for always holding it down in the chat. And down below, now usually, I'm on here begging and all that stuff. Ha ha ha. Everybody likes to make that joke. But I put the phone number down there. If anybody has any information, please call the number 760-373-8606. Again, 760-373-8606. There still is a reward out there for anybody that does have information, but I don't even want to put the amount out there because I feel at this time it's not even necessary. What's important is finding these boys. You know what I mean? So there's an interview with the guy, John Walker. He is the chief in Californiacity. So the chief actually stated that he had an interview and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people question him. I've seen a few people talk about how he used to be an actor. I don't know that to be true. I looked it up. I don't know it to be true. I don't know if people wanted to know that because it was almost like saying, oh, this guy can't be trusted or whatnot. For me personally, I don't have an opinion about him. I just hope they find the boys. I think that's what the important part is. So a few things with his interview that I found interesting. He actually did a couple of them. Yama, I actually seen you. I seen you before the show started. I want to say shout out to you. Um, Yes, gotta find them. Exactly. Yeah. Yama, I seen you earlier in your comment, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard to do an update on these. But let me go ahead and get into it. So the parents are, as you guys know, are not living in the home. They're in Bakersfield. He also said that they have been in the house a total of 5 times already, and they were just there earlier this week. It has been a month. The boys originally went missing on the 21st, allegedly went missing. 21st is when they were reported. Let's say that. That's how we're gonna clear it up. 21st is when they were reported by the parents, the adoptive parents, Jacqueline and Trezell. Now, Trezell and Jacqueline have been in Bakersfield. They are actually allegedly at the grandparents' house, and the West home has been found where the grandparents live. Now, the grandparents did say that the last time they seen the boys was on the 19th. This is what they're stating. A lot of people question that if that's actually true. I know there's still a lot of controversy regarding, when the boys was last seen and when the boys was last heard of. When did anyone see them? Because the neighbors didn't see them, but the grandparents are stating that they did see them last on the 19th, and of course, the adoptive parents have seen them. Seen them on the 21st when they reported it. As you know, the other four kids, so they have two bio, two foster, and then two adoptive. And Classic and Sincere are the adoptive kids. They are the adoptive kids. So these two were the ones that stayed behind. The adoptive parents stated that they went outside to play with chalk because they were wrapping up presents, and then they got out the backyard, and then that brings us to our point today. Also, something that he said was that they did search the home as far as the foundation, because there's been a lot of things where maybe the kids are in the wall or maybe they're underneath the foundation of the home. But he confirmed that the home is on a cement slab. So for those of you who don't know, basically. In a lot of homes in California is like this. It's a slab underneath your home. It's not a raised foundation where you can actually get under. So that would be close to impossible to do, but they said they did check that. They also checked to make sure, nobody was in the wall. So as far as at home, and I think this is maybe why we think that, did they even make it to the new house? Because, as far as anything, the dogs didn't smell them outside. Everything was in that home, you know. Um, Oh, and a lot of people have been saying there's been human remains found in certain areas like the Mojave, also in another area in Southern California. But he said one or two things. So he said the remains that people have found so far, those have either been like coyote or some kind of animal, or anything related. I know the first video I did, two kids were found in Tijuana, but we did confirm that on that show those were not related to these kids at all. There was a situation recently this week where three people in California City were busted for human trafficking. I don't know if that's related to the situation at all. But the chief, John Walker, he said he wasn't going to rule human trafficking or anything out like that, and also he doesn't want to presume them dead. But according to his evidence, and it's a police force of 13, according to their evidence, they don't see anything, and they're still waiting for the information from the FBI because, as you guys know, the FBI is also involved in this as well. Um, Something that I found interesting also is that I think it's called luminol, but it's like the cleaner to get rid of blood. They did find that in the van, but then I was confused because the officer said they didn't find any trace of blood or anything like that. But the luminol, which cleans up blood, they did find that. And maybe I'm saying that wrong. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. I want to read this one. The 23rd was the last time known by a neighbor of Jacqueline's mother in Bakersfield. Okay, in Bakersfield. Okay, yeah. And also I wanted to speak to the neighbors too as well. Regarding the neighbors have said that they have seen kids, but they couldn't identify whether they seen Classic and Sincere, also known as Orson and Orrin. They don't know if they have actually seen these two kids, the ones that are actually missing. As far as the foster children, I do want to let you guys know that they're not with them at all. They're still in police, not police custody, but I don't want to say. I think you would say CPS. Somebody correct me on the right word, but they're not in the parents' custody right now, which is good, because as far as right now, we don't know what's going on. Also, they stated that the parents have not been and here I go stumbling on my words, but they have not been interrogated at all, but they have been asked questions. They also asked them for a poly too as well. They asked them for a polygraph. For I said poly, but polygraph. Let me be more in particular. They have asked them for a polygraph. Now, whether or not they have whether or not they are going to take it, that's still to be known. But they did ask him. He didn't say whether or not they were denied. The adoptive parents do have to stay in California. That's one of the reasons why they are in Bakersfield right now. But they do have to stay in California. They cannot leave California. Right now, they do. They said there is a person of interest, but he didn't want to state who the person of interest was. Now, regarding whether or not it's the parents, um, that's to be seen. What's up, Uniquely Bronze? What's up, Laura? I see you. What's up, Day Day? Freckles is in here. I didn't see Freckles. I'm sorry. Gina, I see you. I know people say hate when I interact with people, but it's a live show. Isn't that the whole point? Anyway, moving on. And I already guys told you how their family dynamic works. The two bio kids, two foster kids, and then the two adoptive kids. And the adoptive kids are the ones that are missing. They have the police also did look at the footage from the neighbors as well too. They stated that they couldn't really do anything in regards to the footage, like whether or not it has helped their case. That still has to be reviewed by the FBI. Um, and then I did state there was no physical evidence. This is according to John Walker, who's the chief. There was no physical evidence of any blood or anything like that that they could find. Um, Now, I wanted to go with the video that I seen earlier today. I don't have the video. You guys can look it up. I know AV did one, and then also a few other people. They found the grandparents' house. They did find the house. Allegedly, Trezell and Jacqueline are staying at that house. They've seen the brother and the father go for a walk. There's people saying, where are the boys? Why aren't you helping? Why aren't you, why do they seem like so concerned in the way their body language is? It can make anybody question it. I can't deny that. It would make anybody question it. Let me read this comment. Why did the comment not pull up? Thought I seen something. Thank you, Mina. I appreciate you putting information out there. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's a very strange case, Rebecca. Thank you, Andrea, for joining. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it was fun being on 20 Days of August. I live in Sac, and I wouldn't have heard of this case. I hadn't. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to speak to that too. Two things. Somebody had made a comment about race, and then people were all like, what does this have to do with race? And I even put it in the article to prove it. The situation is that it's a known fact. It's out there. You can look it up anywhere that whenever there's missing children of color, it does not get the same exposure. Like, for example, we only know local media, and then we know of Nancy Grace. That's probably the biggest name that has covered this story. Other than that, there hasn't been anything except us YouTubers. Another thing is that, as far as people reporting on this, I didn't realize, but I think I am maybe one or two other black people actually covering this. Um, so it's a lot of pressure thinking about it because that's why I was all like I wanted to wait to really do an update video on this one on this case because it's all like if I do one, I need to do it accurately. And so I just wanted to bring those two things up. But back to what I was stating. And I understand everybody is very, very, very angry regarding this because these two boys are still missing. It has been over a month. According to the parents, according to reports, they were missing on the 21st of December. They were missing on the 21st of December. It is now over a month since they've been missing, and we still don't have any kind of update. There's a lot of people out there, AV Watchman, and a host of other people out there, been really doing the groundwork, and I really commend them for that. Really doing the groundwork. They've been searching areas, people getting giving them tips and stuff like that. For me, it's really, I don't live close, so I can't do that right now. But for me, you really have to be careful, and this is where I'm coming from, where I want to be accurate with the information, because I do believe that everybody does have good intentions, but sometimes it's a lot of confusing information, because you hear stuff from the comment section, and then you hear stuff from neighbors, and then they're giving you information like, I seen something about there's like this apartment they were looking at, and they believe that some trafficking was going on in this apartment. And it's kind of like, when you tell it, I mean, you should always bring awareness to things like this, but when it comes to this case, we have to do the research before we just put the information out there. And I feel like a lot of times with these cases, they're just putting the information out there, and they're not doing the research before they put it out there. That's why I wanted to be careful with this. Yes, 2020 is doing an update on that. Shout out to Stephanie. Thank you for checking out the show. I love Stephanie, by the way. She's a big supporter of me. I appreciate you. But here's let me go back to the whole West family, the grandparents and stuff like that, how they were kind of like all nonchalant and avoided people's questions. I feel bad for the family, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, why do you feel bad for the family? Like, they're over here trying to cover it up. At this point, we do not know what the family's connection to is within this case, because you got to think about it. They're probably being bombarded, and they're probably trying to defend their family, even though the stuff that their family do is questionable. I'm not excusing that. The stuff that their family is, the way they're moving, Trezell and Jacqueline, it's very shady. It's very shady, saying that the police told you, oh, you got to stay in the house. What's up, apologetically Lee? And I also see SM Willow. I see you too. They're moving very shaky. It's not right the way they're moving. But you're at the house, you're yelling at them, you're saying they're evil, they're saying they're this. Any clues, any tips you get, take that to the police, or take that to the right authorities. You know what I mean? Because as far as like harassing them and stuff like that, I just don't want it to get so bad where our attention span is getting revenge on these parents instead of finding the boys. If there's some information that you have, definitely, I even got the phone number down here scrolling, 760-373-8606. If you have any information, please call that number, you guys. Please call that number. But you have a right to protest, you have a right to all of that, but let's keep the focus on finding these boys. That's what I really wanted to say about that. Again, 760-373-8606. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mina. Trying to thought it was just seeing similarities between Trezell interview. Yes, a lot of people stated the body language, how the tucked in arms under the armpits and stuff like that. It read very protective and like, trying to hold in information, I picked up on that as well. Let's be honest, the parents don't seem that they cared at all. If my child was missing, I would definitely be out there. Oh yes, and they did. One thing I did notice too. Thank you, Mimi, for bringing that up regarding the backyard. Thank you, Aurelia. I appreciate that. Undercover, I see you too. Okay, but I did see in the backyard there was something dug up, and I hope that the police do search that home. And I know you probably are like, wait, didn't you say you want the parents to be left alone? No, let me clear that up. I do want the police to search it. I do think they should. Definitely, if the kids have been in that home, any home they have been, the police should be searching. And I know, unfortunately, within the area, because it's California City, they don't have the resources. So they have to reach out to the next biggest city, which is Bakersfield. But Bakersfield, the area is high crime, so they probably don't even have the resources either to really properly handle this case. um but at the same time, you still definitely should put pressure on them to do something about this, because I don't want this to be a thing where it just falls by the wayside. Now, John Walker, no matter what you think about him, he did say that the case is not going to like close or anything like that. He says cold cases and missing children cases are always open. Now, I do think, and this is just my opinion right here, I do think that probably originally they're all like, oh, this probably won't get any media attention. This will be water under the bridge, and we can move on. Now, what happened was that I think this has got so much media attention, and even the reward is such high that people are coming out the woodwork on this. It still has not gotten, like I said, it still has not gotten the media attention that it should, but at least people are out here doing their due diligence. What's up, Maria? I see you. Rebecca, I don't know. The FBI is still doing their investigation. They took their evidence and everything like that, so they're still working. There's also a private investigator from San Diego. I forgot exactly where, but he has been somebody working on cases like these for a long period of time, and so he's now involved in the case. So they're hoping that that leads to something as well too. Also, with those people yelling at them and stuff, it's suspect they haven't called the police. Like these people are harassing. Yeah, that is true. I was surprised they didn't call the police and say, "Oh, these people are doing anything." It's almost guilt. I go both ways with it. It's all like, yeah, they shouldn't be able to sleep at night because what's going on is horrible. But then I'm all like, we can't be harassing. It's a moral line that I still step on. I wonder what the bio mom is going to do. You know what? I actually have been trying to find the bio mom's Facebook, not to interview her because I'm pretty sure she can't talk, but see if she has any information or anything like that. But I haven't been able to find her profile. Just like I know there's been screenshots of different family members talking and stuff like that. Exactly. You're right, Willow. You're definitely right. Just gonna read some more of your comments. You're welcome, Rebecca. Undercover, trying to. Does anyone remember the missing in New Jersey? She still hasn't been found. Oh, I have not heard about that. Can you give undercover? Can you give me her name so I can look at that? I'm not familiar with that case. They don't want the cops there. Yeah, that to me is suspicious too. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they don't want the cops there. Because if you're gonna be in Bakersfield, they're gonna find people are gonna find out where you are. It's weird that they didn't try to get moved somewhere else, but they just moved where everybody's gonna see them. So at the same time, something I found interesting too. I think the private investigator backed down because the cops weren't fond of the interference. Oh, okay. I heard that information earlier in the week, but I haven't heard about this, Lee. I'll look into that and I'll do an update on that. But I thought he was still involved in it. Thank you for sharing that information. Um, Oh, going back to the video that I seen. The video that I seen, it was somebody, recording the brother. I think the brother name is I don't know the brother's name, so I'm not gonna say it, but the brother, the West brother, he was like recording like the lady's license plate and everything like that. And it was almost like, okay, he's recording them, but and I totally get it. If somebody was recording me, I'll be all like, let me get their license plate, let me get everything. But to me, it seems like it's almost like antagonistic. Thought the GoFundMe with the bio mom was or is for the attorney fees. Oh, okay. I'll look at that. I'll look at that too. So regarding the private investigator and then the GoFundMe, I will find out what's going on with those, you guys. And private investigator. Sorry, I always like to write notes so I don't forget things because I know a lot of times you guys be all like, "Oh, I thought you were." Okay, it is Josiah Mimi. Thank you. I appreciate that. 5, the adoptive parents' van tested for luminol. No indication of blood found. Okay. So it did test for luminol, but no blood found. Thank you for that. And then spoke neighbors in the area, no positive ID of any of the West 6 children. Walker says the family only moved to Californiacity in September. They previously lived in Bakersfield. Right. Thank you for the recap, Mina. I appreciate that. Search the adoptive parents' previous properties in Bakersfield. Yes, those have been searched. But like I said, the grandparents' house, that has not been searched as I know. The people want it to be searched, which I definitely think it should. We are speaking about Orrin and Orson West. Classic and Sincere are their birth names. I heard John Walker, the chief, used to be an actor. He confirms he is getting heat for, yeah. And I think in Willow, I explained that in the beginning. I think that people are giving him heat because it's like, yo, this guy's an actor. He doesn't really care about anything like that. But I do know that he did work in the police force for like 7 years or so. Um, but I don't want to say because he's an actor, he's not real. I don't want to say that. Because sometimes when you don't get a chance in Hollywood, you got to move on and find a real job, and maybe he does have a passion for it. What I was trying to find to get more information about John Walker is what is his history? Is there anything shaky? But you can't really find anything on him, so that's why I didn't want to put the whole actor thing out there because I wanted to make sure it was accurate. PI got ran off. He stated that California city cops ran him off. Ooh, okay. So I guess it is confirmed. Thank you, Lee, for bringing that up earlier, and thank you, Mimi, for confirming that. Wow. I can't believe they ran him off. Took when he first strove to look was very unusual. Yes, it was very unusual, and they even had like and I should have took a screenshot of it, but they even showed the block, and how he took the drive, and he literally was gone for like 4 minutes, like a couple of minutes. It wasn't even that long. He was literally gone for a couple of minutes. Kept putting out leads to the public. Cops don't like that. They like to move quietly. Oh, okay. And there's a lot of people out there, and I know I've already mentioned his name, but there's a lot of people out there doing the groundwork and searching, and I appreciate that. And one of my criticism was just that I feel that there's so much information out there, and so it gets confusing because it's all like, are people just putting stuff out there, or do they actually know for a fact? So I do agree with keeping some things private, but so everybody don't know your moves, but at the same time, it's all like, man, like, just don't throw something out there if you don't know, you know? John Walker confirmed he is an actor, and yes, they told him tread lightly, and okay. And I just want to say thank you guys for in the comments giving information on this because it really helps, it really helps. Knowing he's an actor and him come across as insincere. Yeah, his body language was almost like, nah, well, we have this case. I don't want to say John Walker's body language was like, okay, whatever, he doesn't care, but I didn't see any concern. That's what I'll say. I didn't see any concern, and that's fair. Uh, Let me see some. Thank you, C. Simone. I appreciate that. Yes, definitely pray for these boys. Right. Yeah, it's very tricky. Yeah, me too as well. I have a lot of concerns too. All right, you guys, this is gonna just be a short little video. Like I said, if you guys have any information out there, please call the police 760-373-8606. I know it's very popular to give information to YouTubers, as basically YouTubers have really been doing the groundwork on this. I don't want to say the cops haven't been doing groundwork on this, but there's been a lot of people, just local people, really doing the groundwork on this. But if you reach out to them, please just check your information before just giving to them, because we don't want any misinformation out there when it comes to this case. Please, if you have any information, call the police 760-373-8606. If you have any information that you want to give to me, because I will do the research before just putting it out there, please Instagram me. It's AT2 underscore for real. That's AT2 underscore for real. My mods will go ahead and put it in the comments so you guys will see it. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the show right here, but I just, excuse me, and of course I burped at the end. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming in the comments. Giving me all that information, because like, even though I'm kind of the vessel putting it out there, you guys also help me with the information too. So I love each and every one of you. Hopefully there will be an update soon. Hopefully the update is they found the boys that alive. That's what I'm hoping. They found the boys alive and they're back home, not with those adoptive parents. No, no, with their biological mother. That's what I'm hoping for. But thank you guys for checking out the show. I will be back 2 more times. It'll be more fun, more lighthearted. So definitely stay tuned for more. I love you guys. Deuces. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Sonora, for the information. He's been with law enforcement for 30 years. Okay. At least we went ahead and confirmed that. Like I said, if I put any misinformation out there, please hold me accountable. But he's been in law enforcement for 30 years. Okay, this time I'm really out, you guys. Have a good one.